Today we're going to be going over your BT10. We're going to go over some preventative maintenance, some common errors, and how to read the status lights. First thing first, we're going to remove the stacker. And we have access to a rear plate here. If we ever need to remove the bill reader, we would pull this plate down. We have access to two T20 torque screws. We remove those two screws. And down here on the bottom there's two tabs. We would lift the tabs up and it exposes two more T20 screws. By removing all these four screws, we can remove completely the bill reader if needed. If we ever suspect that there's a motor jam, we can inspect this opening here and see that there's nothing obstructing the entrance to the dollar. In our maintenance with our microfiber cloth, no solvent, all we're going to do is wipe the bottom of these sensors. We can wipe the wheels down a little bit. That's pretty much the maintenance that we can do there. To put back this tab, we want to make sure we align these two grooves into the notches and then firmly push back this bottom piece. Our stacker over here on the side, we have some dip switches. These dip switches are to enable and disable bills, but also for a security reason. Switch number 4, as mentioned in your stacker, is for high security or maximum acceptance. If the 4 switch is in the off position, it means it's on high security and it will not take most bills. In order for it to take it at high security, the bills need to be almost new, wrinkle free, with no tears or marks. In the on position means high acceptance, and it's more suitable to receive those cut bills, marked bills, and not so perfect bills. Over here on top of the stacker, we have some status light indicators. Over here on the left column is the amount of blinks the bill reader will be blinking. Right now, we notice we have 4 red blinking lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we come to our stacker, number 4 is telling us that 4 red lights means the cash box is full, or the stacker is jammed, or we need to insert the stacker. That's exactly what's wrong here. The stacker is not in. Once we put the stacker in, it's going to do a initialization cycle and 2 lights are going to stay on. During this mode is when the calibration process can take place. Once the 2 blinking lights are on, we can insert our calibration paper all the way to the left side. Once the paper is inserted, the calibration process is going to start and it's going to indicate by the green blinking lights. Once the calibration process is completely done, the paper will be expelled and the green light will flash again, indicating to you that it's done. When adjusting the dip switch, use something thin like a tip of a pen, and you're basically gonna push the switch to the on position. Make sure you only move the number 4 switch, which is all the way at the bottom. One common problem with operators is that they tend to leave the cash box unlocked. When the cash box is unlocked, this part here is not seated properly and can create a jam or a false sense that the stacker is in the correct position, giving you errors. A good way to see if the stacker is locked is to pull on the key. If the key does not come out, the stacker is not locked. Only when the stacker is locked can the key come out. I would suggest let's go ahead and start removing the keys. When a bill is inserted and rejected, the LED lights will communicate to us, and just like the red status lights that we have when we got to the machine and the light was already red, when a bill is inserted and rejected, again the red light will blink and it will tell us what's going on. So this will be the case. We insert our bill. The bill gets rejected and the red light flashed 2 times. I look at my code here and 2 times telling me that the note is inhibited by the host machine. There's a couple of things that can be happening here. There could be no change and the machine is saying I don't have enough change for this bill, so it doesn't want to take it. Or the machine can be saying that this bill is disabled. So we would need to check under the bill reader options if the bill is enabled or disabled. If it blinks 3 times, it's telling us that it's inhibited by the note validator, meaning that this system, the bill reader, is the one that's not accepting it. If it's number 2, it's something, it could be in the programming or the coin mech. And if it's a number 1 blink, well, the bill is not recognized or is not flashed inside the memory.